Дорогие друзья, у вас есть бизнес, и вы хотите зарабатывать деньги, или вы являетесь спикером, например. Приходите ко мне на подкаст, но самое главное, приходите ко мне на телеканал. Я теперь являюсь генеральным продюсером телеканала ТОК ТВ, который уже с марта месяца начнет вещание по всей России. И у вас есть сейчас уникальная возможность прийти к нам и потом создать свою уникальную передачу для телевидения, которая будет идти в формате 26 минут по всей стране. По сути, наш канал — это как пятница, только больше с уклоном в образование и ток-шоу, поэтому он называется ТОК ТВ. Поэтому, что вам нужно сделать? Написать мне по телеграмму, точнее по ссылочке в телеграм у меня в описании, это первое. Второе, мы с вами можем либо сделать с вами рекламную интеграцию в те шоу, а у нас их уже больше 35 штук, которые будут транслироваться на телеканале, и вы можете стать спонсором или рекламодателем в этом шоу. Вторая возможность, вы можете сделать свой уникальный формат конкретно под ваш бизнес или ваши запросы, если, допустим, вы эксперт, скажем, психолог или коуч, или энергопрактик, это не важно. Мы сделаем крутое шоу для вас на телеканале. И, наконец, третья возможность. Вы просто можете прийти в мою рубрику, в подкаст с Павлом Пакитко и стать моим гостем. Это тоже не бесплатно, но это будет показываться по нашему федеральному телевидению. Поэтому пишите прямо сейчас. До Нового года у нас супер специальные цены, ну типа 10% от реальной стоимости. Потому что после Нового года и особенно ближе к марту, когда мы все это запустим, будет стоить очень дорого. Торопитесь. Hello, friends. First of all, I want to start in English, but скажу еще немножечко на русском. Всем привет. В студии Павел Пакитко, и сегодня у нас замечательный гость, невероятный. Это Гил Петерсил. Дальше, друзья, подкаст будет на английском языке впервые на моем канале, поэтому вы можете посмотреть это через Яндекс.Браузер, например. Там есть автоматический перевод. Я ссылочку оставлю в описании. Gil, first of all, I want to introduce you for my auditory. Who is Gil? Gil Pетерсил, a visionary speaker and father of three, is renowned as a quantum networking and strategy expert with over 20 years of experience catalyzing change in conscious entrepreneurship. First of all, I very excited that you are father of three, like me. I have three children too.
Amazing. I think being a father has helped ground me as a man. It's helped me understand how to be a better business person, to solve problems, not just make money. And it also helped me, align on energy management. And I start my morning with my kids. I end my day with my kids. It's really special to not be in a work, money mode. It kind of just, I live a really good life. And especially living in Bali, it's a really beautiful harmony in how life and business comes together.
Yeah, that's good. Tell me how it's hard or easy to you to have three kids, to grow him, to manage this process. Is it okay, or you have some some issues?
I don't want to sound like someone who has everything is perfect in life, because three kids is three kids.
Yeah.
Now, for example, one of my daughters is not feeling very well this morning, so she didn't go to school, and I hung out with her a little bit in the morning, cuddling a little bit. It's nice. But having three kids, first of all, is a lot easier than having two. For everyone that's out there, having one kid is the hardest. Yeah, because
Yes.
oh my God. Having three kids, I think, is amazing. I want more kids. And
Oh,
I
really?
think that in general, having three kids, depending on where you are in the world, I've learned that it's all connected to a network that you could build and harmonize. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because it took me many years to understand that the network that I have in my business or with my friends is like a blueprint. I can also have a network at home. So what does that mean? I have my wife and my three kids, but who is around us? We have helpers, and we have someone who is doing the cleaning, and we have a driver, and we have someone who is taking care of the garden, and there's a network around us. And again,
Yeah.
this is depending where you live in the world. You could suddenly have a network that helps you, a network that serves you. And what I've learned as a father, what's best for me is to spend quality time with my kids. I don't need to be with my kids all the time. They don't want to be with me. They don't want to network with me all the time. They don't
Yep.
network with other kids. They want to connect with, the school where they're at. So I try to spend high quality time with my kids every day as much as possible. I love having weekends with them. I find parenting easy in a place where, because I've done it for so many years, my kids are 4, 6, and 8 years old. So I've been a
Oh,
father now for 8 years. And I really love it. Like I've been told by my partner Katya and by friends that I'm a great father. I keep on asking my kids for fun, hey, how can I become a better father? And I've learned that fatherhood for me is a real joy. So for everyone out there, if you're an entrepreneur and you're thinking about having kids and you're thinking, maybe not, let me make my money first. No, no, no. Make kids. Kids bring harmony and wealth as well.
Really? Because I have so much, so much friends that don't have any kids at all, and they told me like, we want to first of all to have some money, and then will be kids, and then will be like home and this quality time with kids. But first of all, money, money, money. Why I think that? Why are you so sure that first of all, kids are should be first at the first place?
It's not first. This is my experience from my life. Again, for anyone who's listening here.
Sorry, because I agree with you. I agree for 100% that what I'm talking about.
How old are you?
33.
Okay. So
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I'm now
30.
34. 34.
34. So
Yes.
I'm now 45.
Good.
I had my first kid when I was 37.
Mhm.
So when I speak about, having kids, I believe I had kids at the perfect time. I have friends who had their kid when they were 25. Wow. But in my head, I'm like, wow. I think that everyone needs to trust their own timeline in life. I believe that whatever journey we're on, I've learned from my mentors that if you want something right now, don't snooze like an alarm in the morning. Don't push it, push it, push it, push it. If you want something now, have it now. Be comfortable with it. Being a father, for me, was always comfortable, but in the middle was a little bit uncomfortable. Uncomfortable, a kid being sick or this, or something is happening, or sometimes having some problems with money and being worried, oh my God, where am I going to pay my kid's school from?
Yeah.
We've all had our ups and downs, but I love that it's not that I am uncomfortable. I am super comfortable and confident with all three kids alone. I can have a whole weekend alone with my three kids, no problem. But I love and I welcome uncomfortable moments that help me grow. Because it's the same thing in the family and in business. It's the uncomfortable moments that help us break through to this next stage in life.
Yeah, thank you. I agree 100% about this question. And you talking about networking, yes? And first of all, please ask me a question. Tell me how networking has helped you in your life now, or in past, or in the past.
It's such a big question because networking is something I had to learn. I wasn't
Mhm.
born with it. I was born in Israel, and from the age of 10, I moved to Canada, and I was an immigrant. And I learned Hebrew, and then I learned French, and because I lived in Montreal in Canada, and then English. So English is my third language.
Wow.
So realistically, when I started to network in my 20s, networking was really difficult for me because I had a bad accent, immigrant mindset. I was not super successful. And networking was there for two reasons that I wanted. I was young. When I was 10, I moved to Canada. And when I was 20, I moved from Canada to England. And when I was in Canada, I was in school, and then I had some jobs. So I didn't really think about networking. I didn't really use this word. I didn't go to networking events. I did networking. So I try to make friends with people I worked with, or I went to the gym and I try to talk to some women. But I was really bad at it, like really, 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 like super bad at it. And when I moved to England, I remember this very clearly because it was the first time in my life that I was so far away from everyone I knew. No family, friends, the job. And in my job, I had people that were all older than me. And I didn't connect with them as friends. And suddenly I was in this position where I'm like, well, if I don't do something, I will not have friends. I will not meet girls. I will not be able to be a good employee in the company. And I was stuck. And I started to go very deep into some of my research and some of my teachers. And one of my teachers back then was Tony Robbins. And he doesn't speak so much about networking, but he speaks about connections and
Mhm.
relationships. And I started doing research about Jay Abraham and Brian Tracy and Keith Ferrazzi and all these other big speakers around the world. Today, all of these people are people that I consider as friends. I can call them, I've done events with all of them. But back then, 25 years ago, I understood that I had to learn about networking. So
Yeah.
over the last 25 years, I've experienced all different modes of networking in order to meet friends in new countries. Because I moved from England, I moved to Russia, and then I lived in Singapore, and now I live in Bali, and I went and traveled in different countries to try to do business. So I had to use networking for business reasons. I had to make friends in new places. I had to meet women. I'm a guy. Now I'm in a relationship already for 14 years, but for so many years I was looking to meet women. Networking is very good for that. My passion for networking developed when it came to meet mentors. I really enjoyed meeting teachers because I was not a very good student in school. They kicked me out from 3 high schools and I never went
Oh.
to university. But I remember that networking was really a point of connecting with people that could be my teachers and mentors. And one of the greatest networking, I have so many examples of how I met Tony Robbins, or how I became a professor at Skolkovo because of a networking, or how I moved my family to Singapore was not easy. Telling Katya, a woman that's always lived in Russia, we're moving to another country with a baby. Like, wow, what's going on? For her, it was not easy. For me, it was like, cool, let's go, adventure. That required networking mastery, not only for myself, but it was networking at a level where I had to help her build
Mhm.
a network in Singapore so it'd be easy for her to move countries. So networking is so complex. It's not really how it helps us. We need to understand that when we speak about the deep aspects of networking, which is something I've been studying for many years,
Mhm.
quantum networking, strategic networking, this is more of a philosophical approach to how we are networking 24 hours a day. We
Yeah, yeah.
network when we sleep. We network with God or with the universe. We network with family members. We network with people at work. We network with friends. We network with random people on the street. So there's a lot of complexities in how sometimes you might meet someone at a party and they might say something to you and it changes your whole life, you
Yeah.
know? So
Yes, yes.
I have so many profound experiences of networking from, again, meeting my mentor, Eckhart Tolle, and cooking for him randomly and in a kitchen of a hotel where he was hosting a retreat, to meeting a beautiful blonde at a bar on a Thursday evening in December 14 years ago, where I thought maybe she would be a nice girl to talk to. And, some months later, she was my girlfriend. And some years later, she was my wife. And now she's
Yeah.
the mother of 2 of my kids.
Beautiful, beautiful story. Okay, Gil, please give your views, the 3 main rules of networking so that you can get important contacts as soon as possible. For example, in business, or to build some deep connections with people.
So, when wanting to build relationships with people, I help everyone that I work with. I work as a consultant, as a coach with many companies and entrepreneurs that want to achieve something. They have a
Yeah,
goal. And
yeah,
I tell them that networking is there as a tool to get to your goals faster. That's it. So if your goal is to meet a husband, or if your goal is to meet mentors, if your goal is to get a job or to open a business, it's a goal. If your goal is to have more clients, that's not a very exciting goal. If your goal is like to make more money, it's not a very exciting goal. It's like, how much money, and what do you want to do with this money, and where are you going to spend this money, or what kind of clients do you want to work with?
yeah,
That is exciting. And when we start looking at details of why networking, then we can have a layer. then we can apply these 3 philosophies. I got 3 philosophies that work very well, and each one of them can be broken down into a 3-hour conversation, but I'll mention it just in a couple of minutes. The first one is to be able to complement the network. To see people that you want to work with, you see them personally, you see them on the web, you see them somewhere, and complement them. So start to say in your head or write it down or whatever, you start to say positive things about that one person or that group of people. Because many times when we see someone, our brain starts thinking protection. Why is this person good? Why are they not good? I don't like their this. We judge them. We close ourselves off. So the first thing to do, if you see someone you want to connect with, or if you see a group of people you want to connect with, or a type of a person, like I'm looking to connect with high net worth individuals who invest in real estate, or I'm looking to connect with women entrepreneurs who are also mothers, or I'm looking to connect with international speakers that speak every month in different stages around the world. You know, like who do you want to talk to? Tony Robbins, or you want to speak to Radislav Gandapas, or do you want to speak to a group of people? Once you've identified them, rule number 1 is start to be very positive in your head about them. Like come up with many good reasons why you like them, why they are a good person, what you could learn from them, why they want to connect with you. Don't think why they're not going to connect with you and why you're not important enough and why it's going to be so hard to connect with them. Be positive about it just for a few moments. You don't have to only be positive. It's okay to know that if you want to connect with Tony Robbins, you know how many people have asked me, Gil, can you connect me with Tony Robbins? I'm like, did you come up with a list of why yes and why no? Which list is bigger? You know, start with why yes. This is rule number 1, complementary mindset, open, positive mindset into the network. Rule number 2, curiosity mindset. Open your mind, ask questions, choose to want to connect with this person, do research about them, check them out on Google and on Yandex, read about them, start networking with them before you meet them.
Yep.
It's very easy. If I want to meet you, for example, with you, Pasha, I checked you out on social media. I checked out a few of your videos. I don't just say yes to everyone who asks to interview me. I get asked, I don't know, 3-4 times a week. I say no to a lot of people. That's not interesting for me. So curiosity is very important because curiosity opens our mind. But when we are curious in a positive way, it also opens our hearts to someone.
Yeah.
And then there's a third rule. The third rule is the follow-up mindset. Follow-up mindset is like, if I meet you the first time, or if I see you the first time in a video, first time connection, maybe I don't shake your hand yet. First connection. The next step is the follow-up. Follow-up. There's always a next stage, next step. Is it email? Is it WhatsApp? Is it text message? Do I try to find you at an event? Do I try to write you in a message? Do I come to your event? How many different steps can I do to build a relationship with you before I take one step? I should think about these steps. Now, of course, in every scenario, it's different. When I saw Richard Branson the first time, I couldn't think about all the ways to connect with him because he was right in front of me. He was right there. So I had to identify the right time to connect with him. In follow-up rule, there's a very important time. I always tell, my clients and my community, think about the many different steps that can happen in connecting with this person and decide, when do I take step number 1? When do I take step number 2? What I always tell my clients, please don't stop at step number 1 if the person doesn't answer. Follow up again. This is why many people come to me and they say, Gil, we need your help, not to just tell us what to do, but to keep us accountable, to support us along the way. Because sometimes when you want to meet with VVIP people, there is a very strategic way to get there. For many years, I worked with some very big executives when I was living in Moscow, living in London, very big executive people. And I was always interesting to see how people come to them. and what is the funnel, to come to them. What is this varonka to come to them? What is someone else's networking strategy? I worked with many billionaires and CEOs for many, many years, so I know what it means for people to want to connect with them. And then when I started teaching about networking in the world and at universities, I was a professor at Skolkovo for many years and teaching it on different stages.
Yes.
I understood that the person here, CEO, billionaire, and the person here, young entrepreneur that want to connect, this person thinks that it is so difficult to connect with them. Oh my God, they come up with nightmares, so many reasons why it's difficult. But this person, it's actually very easy to connect with them. It's like, just connect. But it's not always what's up. Like, for example, the first time I met Brian Tracy, who's a very famous trainer, and, I met him in Moscow. And I remember the first time I met him, it was a very amazing experience for me because I was a very young speaker. It was like more than 10 years ago. And I met him. It was very exciting. And we even had lunch together with this VIP group. This is in Moscow. And I felt that we had a connection. He gave me his business card. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I have a relationship with someone who I saw as my mentor. And now I'm sitting next to him. The next day I sent him an email. I was like, Brian, it was a pleasure meeting you. I really enjoyed our connection. Thank you so much. I'd love to stay in touch and maybe we can share some more stages. 1 day passes, no message. 2 day, 3 day. 1 week passed, no message from him. I sent another email, follow up. Hi, Brian, I saw your recent video. Congratulations, looks amazing. Hey, I'd love to talk to you about what we spoke about when we met in Moscow. Let me know when it's a good time. A few days, no message. After 2 weeks, I send another message. I don't give up. Just because they don't answer, you don't give up. I send another message like, Brian, I would love to buy your new program and I would love to have all of my community buy it. Maybe 100 people can buy it. Can you give me a discount if I buy 100 of your program? Hey, this is good business, His program was like $1,000. This is like a lot of money. No response. I'm like, what? What's going on, This is why the rule of follow-up is to not give up. And this was amazing because after about 1 month, I meet him in a different event. And I remember this is a very big event in Moscow called Synergy Global Forum. And I'm one of the speakers. There's many, many speakers. I walk in the morning, I'm wearing my suit and tie. I look like I'm a good boy. I come into the backstage room and I see all of the speakers of the event sitting together. And I see Brian Tracy. And I'm very nervous because I'm the youngest person from all of these people. And I'm very nervous because I'm trying to write Brian Tracy for almost 2 months. He doesn't answer me. And then I look and I see Brian see me. And I'm thinking, maybe I should leave. Maybe I'm not comfortable. All these people are very adult professionals. I'm a young man. These are all very big speakers. And I see Brian Tracy stand up. Hi, Gil. How are you? Come join us. Whoa, my heart feels this thing. Why it's good to be there, to follow up, to not give up. I take 3 steps. He takes 3 steps. He shakes my hand. He's like, Gil, I am very sorry for not responding to your emails. I have a new assistant that is working with me in the last couple of months, and she is not very good. Let me take you out for lunch today and talk about what you mentioned in the email. Now imagine if I only sent 1 email and I didn't follow up. Imagine if I listened to that voice in the back of my head that said, Gil, these are big speakers. Don't follow up. Walk away. Imagine if I didn't do that. So that's why the complementary mindset, the curious mindset, and the follow-up mindset are 3 very important rules that are very simple to follow, but they're also very complex because every situation is a little bit different.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you so much. 3 steps and 3, these 3 rules are the best, I think. Very simple, but very, very strong. Okay, the next question. I'm very curious. How did you met Tony Robbins, and how did you become his exclusive partner? Please tell this story. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, I've told the whole story maybe 100 times all over the world
Yes.
and so many podcasts. So I'll keep it short.
Sure.
Today, I'm not the exclusive partner of Tony Robbins anymore. We're still the biggest partner in the Russian-speaking countries, but we're actually in the process. In the next 2 months, I hope to find a company, a partner that wants to take this business from me. I want to hand over the whole database and the communities and the experience and the content and the relationships with Tony Robbins and all these biggest partners around the world to someone else, because I feel like my 10 years are now over. It's next chapter for me. I have served my partners. He has been a mentor for so many years for me. We have brought over 10,000 people to his global events. When he came to Moscow, there was 26,000 people in front of him.
Yeah.
We have done over 40 global events around the world. And it was amazing how quickly we became the largest distributor for Tony Robbins globally. In the beginning, we were just the exclusive partner for the Russian-speaking market. So we had activities in Russia and Ukraine and Kazakhstan and Moldova and Georgia and Uzbekistan. And it was interesting to every year we brought bigger and bigger groups to him. But I remember clearly how in 2016, it was this leap of faith because of a networking strategy when we became the biggest global distributor, meaning that the guys from Germany and Spain that have been working with him for 25 years, they didn't even do 50% of what we did. We managed to grow so much. I initially connected with Tony Robbins when I was 18 years old, where I bought his CDs and I understood that I liked motivation. It was my first time. It was my first time learning. I was 18 years old. It was my first experience in personal development. I liked it. I liked Tony. I liked his energy. I bought his CDs. And over the years, I listened to them. It was nice. He kind of came in and out of my life, audio, only listening. I didn't really go to any seminars or any personal development events at that stage. At the age of 32, there was a very big opportunity in my life to make big changes in our businesses. Something had to change. It was not, I had too many companies, and I had a juice bar and a restaurant. I had a mobile app company. This is all in Moscow, by the way. I was living in Moscow at this stage. I had a software company. I had a recruitment company all at the same time. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, what's going on? This is not happiness in life. And one of my friends, Steven, said, Gil, you got to go see a coach. Go see Tony, man. He's the best. I'm like, wow, I love Tony, of course. We checked it out and we're like, okay, there's an event in London. But the event was like £1,000. And it was me and Katya. Like, she was my girlfriend back then. It was like £1,000. And the hotel was like £2,000. And the flights was like another 2,000. I was like, whoa. This trip is going to be like $10,000, like I'm an entrepreneur with startups, but I don't have $10,000 to go to a personal development event. It wasn't my mindset back then.
Yeah.
And my friend said, hey, let me connect you with some people that work with him. And it was really special. We started working with Tony. I remember how we started working with him, and the opportunity was to, hey, can you bring us a small group of Russian-speaking people? And that was quite special. In 2013, we brought our first group, and it was 25 people. And I didn't get to meet Tony. And it was really special how our lives really changed, like really, really, really changed. And that year, Skolkovo invited me to become a visiting professor and a business coach in Skolkovo Management School. And I was there for 5 years. I was there as my business card. I had a business card from Skolkovo Management School for 5 years. It said, networking professor, what's up? and business coach. I think I am the only networking professor in the history of Skolkovo. It was cool.
That's true.
But that year, because of Skolkovo and because of the network that we had around us, and it was kind of a different way of connecting, we managed to come to next Tony event with 200 people. And it was a big growth from 25 to 200 people, came from all the way to London. Remember, visa, traveling, translation. It's many, 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 many points.
Yeah.
You could lose people. And my strategy at this event was different. My strategy was not to try to network with Tony. It was, let's try to network with Tony's team, Tony's family. See if you can meet Tony's wife. Who can you connect with? And on day 3 of the event, one of Tony's executives said, hey, like, it's so nice to meet you. I really love connecting with you. Do you want to meet with Tony after the event? I'm like, if you are inviting me, sure. Like, I'm very open. Of course, be a big, big honor. And the strategy worked out perfectly, because when we went to the backstage at the back of the event, it wasn't just me. There was a few different people that wanted to meet with Tony. I said to the guy that introduced me, hey, can I go to the back of the line? Let me be the last one. So I let all these other people go before me. There was maybe another 10 people, maybe 15 people. And I was the last one in the group. The reason I was the last one, I saw that Tony's family member, who I was networking with before, was also standing there. And I said, Scott, do me a favor. Can you go inside with me? And can you know me a little bit, can you introduce me to Tony yourself? So it's not like Tony's regular, assistant who doesn't really know me that says, okay, next. It's this guy that would introduce me because he knows me for 1 year already of working with him. And that strategy worked perfectly. So it was Tony's family member, who's a director in the company, that introduced me to Tony. It was a very, very nervous experience. Katya is still laughing about it, how nervous I was. I was very nervous. I was not confident in networking at all. I was like, oh my God, Tony Robbins, But since then, I have met him many, many, many times. I'm the only promoter of Tony Robbins that was invited to his house. I was in his house for a one-on-one meeting with Tony in 2018. It's a very big honor that he invited me to his house. I met him many times at hotels to talk to him about strategy, about how I can help him, how he can help him, how he can help me. We've talked about masterminds. We've talked about global development. We talked about Russia and Ukraine situation a few times, but now I feel that because my 10 years as a promoter is there, I feel that now I want to give this power to someone else. I want to guide them. I will mentor someone else. I will coach them. I'm not just going to give it and walk away. No. I want to support it. But now I want to have a different relationship with Tony. I want to be Tony's maybe business partner in a project. Tony is an investor in more than 100 companies. This is the next stage of my life now.
Good. And tell me, please, about your current projects and what is your plans? You want to restructurize, make some changes now in your business? And what is your maybe goals for 1-2 years? Maybe what is your plans? It is very interesting.
Yeah, thank you. My life has had so many beautiful big changes, like all of ours. All of our lives go through an adventure. We all have our hero's journey. And my journey has led me through countries. I've lived in 7 countries. I have worked in more than 10 different industries. And I've had what I call 20 successful failures. Businesses that had their ups and downs.
Yeah.
Where I am today is taking my experience with more than 2,000 events around the world. We've ran global events and retreats and masterminds and dinners and epic events. I'm taking that experience. I'm taking my methodology around networking and quantum networking. I've been teaching it for 20 years, for 10 years. I've been teaching networking for more than 10 years now in different places, corporations and entrepreneurs. And I'm connecting it to a very unique new passion of mine. A few years ago, one of my friends introduced me to tea ceremonies. And
Uh-huh.
it's very, very beautiful passion that has developed for me. Tea ceremonies have become very important in my life because I like networking with people around the table sometimes, but I don't drink alcohol for 10 years because of Tony. And I sometimes find that there's no need to have food on the table. Maybe we just need to connect. And having high quality, organic, high vibration teas in a ceremonial way where there's a facilitator and an experience is joined and the same tea is drank at the same time, I have learned that people achieve very high level of networking very quickly, very, very
Uh-huh.
quickly. Remember, I'm speaking to you now as an expert who has studied human networking for more than 10 years. I wish to have a PhD and quantum networking mechanics in the next few years of my life. There's a very, very deep spiritual level to networking. T creates express связи. It makes very quick connections. So over the past year, I have experimented with a few different businesses. Now I have one of the biggest new movements in the world in tea experiences. It's called Cha Tea. Cha Tea now has the biggest community of tea lovers in the world here in Bali, where I live, as well as in Dubai. We are expanding to 6 other countries next year. We have the #1 database in the world of tea masters and tea houses. We also have the biggest community of tea courses. So anything connected to serving tea or buying tea, different educational aspects of tea in the world. I'm now taking, until the end of the year, I am searching for more partners in the business. We are searching for more strategic aligned investors. We are connected with some of the most epic festivals in the world that pay us money to come. I don't always serve tea myself. I have my tea angels and people that serve tea, but I see it as a facilitation solution. We are building a tea ecosystem with 18 different revenue streams connected to it. And we are doing it all with partnerships. I don't want to copy what is there. I want to help people who are in this business to have more business. We are an aggregator. We are a facilitator. We are a consulting company, an advisory company. I'm helping people in the tea space to get more clients, more business, more prosperity. It's given me a lot of joy in my life. I get to have tea ceremonies with amazing people every day. I have tea ceremonies with my kids. This year I had a tea ceremony with my father and my son together. And that was a very magical time for me to
Wow.
do that. So it's a very spiritual journey for me that is connected to big money. This is a $200 billion market. So I'm still a businessman who likes to develop money. But this whole project is not connected for me for money. It's connected to philosophy. It's connected to mission. It's connected to my biggest passion and love in my life. And it's connected to something that is clearly impacting the world in very positive ways now. And we are very much
Wow.
looking for people right now from the Russian-speaking markets to reach out to me and tell me that you want to join, you want to be an employee, you want to be an ambassador, you want to be a partner, you want to be a business partner inside the company. I don't want to own the whole company. I'm not interested. I've learned from my experience. I'm happy to own a small part of the company and have amazing people around me. And now we are attracting the right investors from the right people. We want people that are very much aligned with the philosophy. It's a big new passion and it's exciting new passion.
Wow, wow. That's a very good idea. I don't think in this way that tea ceremonies can help people to network, to make a connection between them. It's very, very good idea and very interesting. I want to have a part of this. I think so. First of all, and about Skolkovo, yesterday I was there like yesterday and have I was on stage and tell everybody about our new TV channel. We started TV channel now. It's called Talk TV. This will be a channel for talk shows and podcasts format. in our country, in Russia, on every TV set in the country. Like whole TV channel from the scratch. This is our project right now, and synergy create this event Tech Week, and I was a speaker there yesterday and tell everybody about this project for just for for everybody who wants.
Congratulations! It's very, very good. It sounds great. Let us know how we can help you with this project.
Oh, thank you. Yes. I tell you, I have some interesting ideas for you. And another question about investments. You tell that you now search for investment in tea ceremonies in Russia, for example. And do you have some investment? How are you invest your money? Maybe tell us, please. It's very interesting.
I have my money in different buckets. I've learned over the years that the most important bucket for me is the lifestyle bucket. I really love to have a good lifestyle. I'm not saving my money for one bad day. No. I want to have a good life now. I want to have a team of people. Like, we have a team of people helping us in the house, a team,
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to invest in a team. I like having a family driver. I like being able to fly whenever I need to fly somewhere. I like being able to fly comfortably. I like having a good lifestyle, and that's a really important investment for me to constantly make. A part of lifestyle is also personal development. Personal development is equal to coaches that would coach me, or potentially going to some retreats, or having a 4 hands massage every week. Very important for the body. I don't enjoy going to a class, like a yoga class. I like the yoga teacher coming to me here. This is investing in lifestyle and health and biohacking. I love investing in biohacking. So that, for me, is a very important. Have budgets for that. It's your life, After that, I really enjoy investing in businesses that I am having involvement in. Either I am a shareholder, I'm an advisor. My money can go a long way. And it's not my money I get only because of percentage. I get money because of also I'm Gil Petersil and I'm giving my time here. So there's an exchange. I really enjoy putting a percentage of my money in entrepreneurial projects that I'm involved in. And today there's a few of those here that I'm very excited about. I like stocks, mostly crypto. I'm really, really happy with where crypto is now. Of course, since Trump stepped in, all of our cryptos have gone up.
Yes.
So I'm happy that I managed to save and keep some of those crypto accounts going in a very, very nice way. And the next one is real estate, something that we are not yet in. We are saving money for, but we are not saving money to buy one house. We are saving money. We have a very big partnership program here in Bali with one of the biggest developers in Bali, where we are creating one of the biggest family estates in the island itself. And we are not only, as a family, my family, not only are we buying a few villas there, but we also investing in the family community infrastructure. We are creating the ultimate iPad that would help you make friends and find kids friends for and order food and have lunch, and like all the concierge solutions and that you can think as a family you need. This is going to be a part of my real estate investment that is happening in 2025. It's very big for me. I didn't want to invest in one house. I wanted to right away have 5. It made more sense to me.
Good. That's a very, very good strategy. What do you think are the most relevant business development tools right now? How people, for example, in Russia right now, make growth hacking, grow their businesses very, very, very fast.
I was speaking about growth hacking 12, 13 years ago. It didn't exist, especially not in Russia. I remember giving a class in Skolkovo, in 2017 about growth hacking. And it was really, really cool because no one knew what I was like. What are you talking about, Gil? It's like hacking, you know?
Yeah.
So the easiest way to growth hack is to have a professional networking coach working with you. Yeah. Today, the easiest way to look for investment, to develop new opportunities is combining networking with AI. Very, very simple. There's breakdown of systems and methodologies and strategies, how there is no need so much time or so much money to be able to open a business or to be able to have business opportunities come to you. I have some clients, for example, say to me, Gil, I want to make investments, but I want to make investments in interesting companies that want me as an active advisor. They really want to be involved. And like, Gil, I also want investments in jewelry and in fashion. Okay, we are able to come up with a very clear networking strategy, how the perfect opportunities will come to this person in connection to what he wants and the size of business that he wants. Today, the biggest business opportunities really come from the network, not only the network that you have, the network that you want to have.
Yeah.
So many people, and when I lived in Moscow, I realized something very important about my friends there. And this is why I wrote my book, New Code of Networking, was written with Russian friends for Russians. It was written there in the market, and you can find it today in Ozone, And this book was a philanthropic book. I never made $1 from this book. I wanted to just give it away. It's very, very cheap. I give it away digitally if somebody wants it. I wanted to give it to the community because it wasn't mine. What I learned is that my time in Moscow, living there and traveling around Russia and CIS countries, it really taught me the deep levels of networking. In England, I didn't fully know it. It's only when I started to teach it at Skolkovo and teach it at events, that's when I started to really understand it. And today I understand that a lot of people that, some of my friends in let's just say in Russia, for example, they have their own network. They have a svyazi, and they try to do business inside this network. And this is a very big mistake. You can use your network at the next step to develop the business, to grow. But now ask yourself, what do I want to do? What business do I want to be in? What country do I want to be in? When I decided I want to go and live in Singapore, I didn't have any good friends in Singapore. I had no network in Singapore, zero. But my network had a network in Singapore. So I didn't go and look for a business opportunity in my network. I didn't go and live where I had a big network in England, a big network in Israel, a big network in Canada where I lived.
Yeah.
Many people look for the next step inside the network. This is a big mistake. Sometimes in our life, the important and uncomfortable next step is outside of our network. And this is what I called cross-pollination. When we start taking our network, it's not me. When I go and start a business in another country, in another industry, it's not just Gil going. It's my network going. I'm going with an entourage. I'm going with a svyazi behind me, next to me, and we go to this country. We go to this new industry. So I tell people that today the real strategy is to listen to your heart and don't go where it's comfortable and where you know people. Go where you really want to go, where it's uncomfortable. That's where you're going to find joy. And then you get your network to help you.
Oh, thanks. It's very very wise idea. Tell us, please, about your values. What drives you to achieve new goals, to achieve some more? What is your maybe life values?
So there's the values on this side, but there's also the passion and the drive.
Yeah.
It's very, very different because sometimes our values in life don't drive us. Our values in life potentially could motivate us to take the next step, to get out of bed in the morning when you know you have so many bad meetings today. Sometimes, our values in life help us not give up. Like, oh my God, my kid is driving me crazy. Don't scream, relax, breathe. This is more, the values, but for me, it's more about the drive in life. And the drive in life for me is the understanding that all of my experience in life has brought me where I am today. And today is not a different chapter than last year. I'm Gil. I am Gil Ptersil, which means what I have done in the last day, week, year, decade in my life has led me to today. It's led me to the meetings I had today. Today, I had two of the most important meetings of this year. Yeah, two of the most important meetings of this year I've had today. And the day is only half done. It's only like 4 o'clock where I am. I still have so many more hours of the day. Oh my God, it's exciting me. But
Yeah.
for me, it's really understanding, always coming back to why am I here? What's important for me? Why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? And because I have clear answers that I know I'm doing it not just for my family, I'm doing this for the world. I could see a sadness in the world when it comes to networking. I could see a sadness in the way people connect. In recent time in my life, I have been going very deep into studying not only how people connect, but how people disconnect, which is a very big weakness in the world. And, I am together with Katya for 14 years, and we are together married for 10 years. But last year in October, we made a decision that we want to go through a conscious uncoupling. This is not a divorce. This is a very positive step in life into seeing what does it mean to make more space between us. And it doesn't mean to disconnect and leave. It means to disconnect is not negative. Disconnect just means maybe more space and time between us, and maybe things become much, much better. And I've been learning from my own personal experience, what does it mean to be a father of 3 kids, to be Katya's partner, to be her partner in life and in business, but not now, I am not her husband. What does that mean to live in 2 different homes? Is it negative? No, it's not. And this is also, it's a big change in my values and understanding that for a big part of my life, I've been focusing on helping people connect, network, connect. But networking, when looking at the deep aspects of it, which is connected to my soul and my values, it's understanding the balance between connection and disconnection.
Yeah.
And this is a part of what drives me. It's knowing that I am a young student of networking, very young student, knowing how much more I could learn. I'm a young student in the world of relationships, of love, of tantra. I'm a young father, only 8 years old. I want many more kids. And this is what keeps on driving me, that there's so much more in the life ahead of us. Life is truly beautiful. Life is not happening to me. Life is happening for me.
Yeah.
And because of this understanding, I wake up every day with a smile on my face, knowing that today is going to be a great day.
Good. In the end of our conversation, I want to tell one biggest advice for all the people who are watching for us now and later. How to be not rich, not about money, but how to have happiness in their minds, like freedom, like happy soul. This part of life. How your life getting better, and how you going to be more happy in your life, and tell us about this.
It's such a beautiful question for the end of our interview, because it is so important for the topic that we spoke about today. Sometimes when I was speaking about networking in my first years in Moscow, I was traveling to Kazakhstan and to Ukraine, and people were laughing at me. People didn't understand networking. They said, I don't need networking. I have a job. I don't need networking. I have my connections. I don't need networking. I have a very good business. I have good money. And I tell them that through life, our network changes. And I've learned that if someone wants to be happy, healthy, wealthy, whatever it really is that they want to achieve, I say to them to do one thing first: audit your network. Ask yourself, who is in my network right now that makes me happy? Who is in my network that upsets me? Who is in my network that inspires me? Who is in my network that gives me energy? Who is in my network that always takes my energy? And I have a template. I have a networking audit template that I'm happy to send to all of your viewers for free. They can write me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and just ask for any advice or any document for free. I share anything. I don't need to sell anyone anything.
Thank you.
And if they want to do something like this, what happens then? People start to understand something very simple. In life, we cannot be happy, healthy, or wealthy alone. It cannot. There is no one person in the world that is happy, healthy, and wealthy alone.
Yes.
It cannot be. You cannot be on an island alone and be happy, wealthy, and healthy. You need to be around people. You want to be healthy? Have healthy people around you. Like be around people that want to be healthy. You want to be wealthy? If everybody around you doesn't have a lot of money, you will not have a lot of money. So it means when we start to audit the network and look at who's around, this is not easy. It's almost like doing a detox, a cleansing on the body. When you need to change your diet and a lot comes out of your body. When we do an audit, sometimes we help understand that in order to step up to the next stage of our life, we need to let go of some people and we need to disconnect. It doesn't mean never see them again. It just means make space and time between you and them. And when this happens, now you have time and space for new people to come in. And this is when you can have a networking coach working with you on the audit, on the next level, because everyone wants next level of life. Everyone, even one of my clients who has a $300 million company in Russia, in Moscow, an amazing client of mine, he didn't come to me because he wanted to make more money. He had money. He came to me because he wanted to take his network to the next level. He wanted to, yes, he will make more money, and now he makes a lot more money, but he wanted to bring the network to the next level. He wanted to bring the type of people that are around him, the type of people that come to his birthday, people that he invites to his home, to the next level. And there's a process in order to do that. So if your listeners want to come to the next level, you don't need to meet with Tony Robbins or Elon Musk. There's no need to say, I want to meet with Putin or I want to meet with Vladislav Gandapas or Oscar Hartman. There's an understanding that you are now here. Maybe you can meet with some people who are here. No need to meet with these people right away. Take steps in life. And a networking audit, a networking coach, some networking mentorship would really help people step it up.
Guys, here was Gil Petersil. Please like this video. Please watch another video on our channel. Gil, thank you so much for being here, for your time. You are a very good person, good networker, good businessman, father of 3 children. It's very, very honor to me to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pasha. Thank you, everyone. Looking forward to connecting soon.
Yes, and have a nice day. And you guys, you can find all the links below the video. Subscribe. Have a nice day. Thank you. Thank you so much.